In recent times, tackling insecurity remains the most daunting challenge for Nigeria. It was for this purpose that the Southwest Security Network, codenamed Amotekun Corps, was established to save the region from peril. In Ondo State, Amotekun has arrested 45 suspected criminals in some parts of the state by various offences. For various offences, including armed robbery, kidnapping, rape, and attempted murder. Here is a story from TVC News Ayodeji Moradoyo.
This appears to be another success story for operatives of Amotekun Corps in Ondo State, southwest Nigeria.
Stand easy.
45 suspects were arrested at different locations where they had made living difficult for people of the areas. 6 of them are members of a notorious kidnap syndicate who hypnotized their victims before kidnapping them in Odiwo local government area of the state. Female members of the group are used as bait to lure unsuspecting victims to the ringleader, who is a herbalist.
We have today 45 hardened criminals arrested across the 18 local governments of Ondo State. We also have a group that specializes in kidnapping. They actually kidnapped a lady in Ore, but we were able to get the victim out alive without ransom, and we were also able to apprehend the suspected kidnappers. We have this across the state.
Some armed robbers who were arrested in Ore were also paraded by Amotekun Corps. Members of the group broke into a motorbike shop and carted away brand new motorcycles. Some suspects were also paraded for alleged snatching of motorbikes and attempted murder of some victims in Obakoko. The corps commander urged the people to join hands with security agencies to rid the state of criminals.
People using Okada to kidnap. We have cases here where they use some means, some spiritual means to hypnotize people that they carry on their Okada, and they carry them to unknown destination. We have a case of one of them that specializes in killing Okada riders, taking over their Okada, dismantling and sending out of the state. We tracked him to Ore. From Ore, we arrested 3 of his accomplices.
25 out of the 45 suspects will soon be arraigned in court. Ayodeji Moradeyo, TVC News, Akure.
Ondo State, I think getting it right with Amotekun Corps. Yes. And if it's not because of Amotekun, you can imagine how overwhelmed.
Criminals will have overwhelmed.
Yes, because of what they've been able to do. Jide, this is what we've been advocating for, and working in collaboration with police. These security people, community people, they understand the terrain, they understand their land, they know strangers, they know when to shout, they know strategic areas that these people don't know, and we can see the results. And we're just telling the federal government of Nigeria that, look, this is what we mean when we say state police is going to be as effective as this.
Yes. You know, knowing that state police may even take so long to achieve, the governors of the northwest states, they've seen what Amotekun can do. It makes sense for them to sit down now and come up with something similar to this. We've got to design security outfits, not necessarily in contravention of the Constitution, but in a manner that they can work together, synergize with security agencies, and then protect our people. Because to simply wait on federal authorities to protect your people is foolhardy. It's about time that governors sat up and came up with something like this. One of the abiding legacies that Arakuni Akeredolu will leave behind is this Amotekun. And he has devoted his energy, he's invested his energy in it. You can see that
You show leadership.
in Ondo State, the Amotekun in Ondo State, the Amotekun Corps in Ondo State, is the model for the rest of the Southwest. So governors in the Southwest who are sitting on the fence, who think that this is about playing politics, they need to sit up and look at what...
It's obvious now.
In fact, I can say because Ondo State shares border with, it's close to the northern states, close to Kogi, for example. So this is it's like our first, it's like for the Southwest, this is the first line of defense. Ondo looks like the first line of defense. That is why you see that Ondo North is kidnapping was rampant there. But the governor has also responded effectively to it. He has not left the people to suffer. He's come up with Amotekun. And even within the state capital, you still see Amotekun playing its role, even in the state capital. So this is something that I would recommend to the governors of the Northwest. I know that the Katsina governor was talking about something like this, and he said that the police have even helped them to train their men. But they have to borrow a leaf from Amotekun, see how Amotekun works. They also work well in, I think, Osun State as well. I'll talk about Osun State.
Yes.
And there is even synergy. You know, one of these bandits, one of these criminals was actually arrested after they tipped off the Amotekun Corps in Ogun State.
Yeah.
So it means that within the Southwest, they have that synergy.
Yes,
So
there's
if
that
a
synergy.
criminal escapes from Mondo, he can actually be arrested in Oyo or arrested in Ogun State, as the case may be. So it makes sense what these guys are doing. How can, I saw even some women were involved in this thing. Women.
From Ojibwe local government.
Yes. And one was, they also said that there is a particular syndicate that kills Okada riders. After killing them, they will now cannibalize their motorcycles. I mean, so that Amotekun can do this. No, it makes sense. I just want the synergy with the security forces, the police and the army to continue. That way, our people will benefit from better security.
These guys they have their contacts at the grassroots level. They know people. When you look at even Lagos State today, you see those neighborhood
yes.
They're all over. They look at crannies. They understand the terrain well.
That is the essence of what we have been talking about all this while, either it's neighborhood watch or Amotekun and all that. And let us not forget that Ondo State now is being used as the inroad and as a test ground for all this. And the vigilance of Amotekun in Ondo State, despite the one that happened in the church,
yes.
but you know that with this, the Amotekun corps have become very, very effective there, and it is a test ground both for the Southwest to see that they can work out how to defend the region, and also the bandits are also using that place as a way to inch into the Southwest. And if the Ondo front can be fortified very well for them not to have their ground, it will help a great deal.
Yes.
Because if we
even some
don't...
trailer loads of suspected criminals have been turned back from Ondo there.
You know, so this thing, they always have to work in synergy with one another to make sure that this thing doesn't get out of hand. If the Ondo experiment is able to take ground very well, which is already taken, it is a learning curve for other states in the Southwest to begin to look at how do we do this? What do we do? What do we take from Ondo to learn and help to improve our own security? It is absolutely important.
I'm worried for the future of this country. If you look at the demography yesterday that INEC released, and if you look at the number of youths we have in this country, and if you look at this picture, and you see the number of youths involved in crime these days, especially those ones conscripted as bandits from the north, kidnappers across the country, today it's as if you are seated on a keg of gunpowder waiting to explode anytime, and the high level of unemployment risk.
Is unemployment is a bolster for crime. And as long as your unemployment rate is high, you are going to have insecurity. People will take to stealing, people will take to kidnapping for money, people will take even for contract killing. Take money to go and kill someone. So where
our youths are not in school.
they are idle. They say an idle hand is the devil's workshop. Look at they're at home now. We are reluctant to resolve the issues that are keeping them at home. And we think a good number of them won't turn to wrong guests.
Just
the boys won't turn to Yahoo boys, or that they won't take to killing people for rituals, or that they won't take to armed robbery.
It's a serious problem we have on our hands.
If we are thinking like that, that means we don't know what we are doing.
If you have interaction with them, and you will discover that they've lost interest in the entity.
Some have even lost interest in education.
Yes.
Do you know that some of these young people now say education is a scam?
Yes.
They now see education as a scam.
Yeah.
Why do you need to be educated when you can do Yahoo and make money? This is the way they are thinking. A good number of them.
Minds.
Yes.
Yes,
And you cannot convince them. Once they made up their minds like that, you can't convince them.
It is the fault of the society.
No,
see,
the level of home training has declined rapidly in our country.
Yes.
And you see it when little boys are engaging people old enough to be their
be their
grandfathers.
father, yeah.
You see them insult them. You know, they will say, I will drag you like tiger generator. You know, there's absolute no respect. Respect. There's a lot of frustration. And that frustration is manifested in different ways. If you cannot stomach insults, don't go to Twitter and try to engage people.
Yeah.
They are not ready to engage you in a healthy manner.
No, they are
ready to abuse you thoroughly.
The angry generation. So,
yes, they are ready to abuse you thoroughly in a manner that will send you packing.
They don't have any.
So that's why people who are self-regarding, people who are self-respecting, many of them don't want to have anything to do with Twitter. Except you don't read the comments. If you read some comments, you would ask yourself, what am I doing
What
here?
am I doing here?
The bad men of God.
Yes. They would drag them. Give them woto. Now,
no, you see, it's a very terrible case. For instance, I engaged a young guy the other day and we were talking, and he told me, he said, look, just as you said, what is education? That even when he graduates, maybe they are going to start, if he gets a government job, maybe he's going to get 40 or 50,000. If it is not a government job, it's 20,000. That what will that solve? What problem will that solve? So, I mean, we are so, their eyes have become so open, and in fact, they even challenge you and said, even those who are professors, how much do they earn?
How much do they earn? They can pay their props.
Exactly.
That's when
Some of them who are in the universities, some of them don't go to class.
Exactly.
They will bribe their teachers.
It has become a terrible thing.